Today I'd like to share a story with you. I share a story about my path, and I'm hopeful that maybe there's something in that story that you can take from it. My name is Susanne Shields. I'm a biostatistician, an epidemiologist, a researcher, a real estate home flipper, a mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a housekeeper, a clairvoyant, and a spiritual coach. I often get asked, how do I keep all these balls in the air? To which I reply, they really don't need to be upheld, because they're just titles and they're just labels. What I really am is I'm a spiritual soul who loves to keep life real. I guess the truth is that I can take on these roles because I don't think they define who I am. Okay, so then who the heck are you? Well, I guess to really answer that, I'll have to finish living my life. But what I do know is I believe. I believe in me, in the whole, true me. I believe I'm made up of pure intention, truth, and reflection. I choose not to believe in what others choose to believe in me. I choose not to live my life by what they think I can or cannot do. I take what the world tells me and see where that fits in with me. Let me explain. There's a lot there. You see, I come from the perspective that everyone has a story. It's their story, with characters in that story, which are the people in their lives. Each of us choose how many people are in our story and how much space each of them take up in their story. How we decide how many people are in our story is based on what we believe. If you come from the thought that your mom is a big part of your story, her beliefs will dominate your story and think how you think of other people. It will also shape how you see yourself. If your mom believes you're fat, and you give that purpose and a place in your story, you own that belief. And you are then guided by it. The funny part is, we skip over that question, do you really believe you're fat? So we keep going in life, and we keep adding people to our story. And if we're not careful, we can fill our story with people who shape it and guide our beliefs. So we go on in life trying to sustain an image of other people's beliefs of us. The funny thing is, we never can. Because we took on those beliefs, and we may not have wanted to. But they did shape our thinking. Okay? So how do we go from here? We lie. We attempt to paint a picture of ourselves to others. So we don't allow them to judge us, but instead we tell them what we are. We tell our friends, hey, I'm so needed at work. Hey, I'm pretty darn good. Because we don't want others to figure it out. Our ego kicks in. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Actually, my perspective is it's quite the contrary. Because we're in survival mode. You see, you're in a box defined by other people's beliefs that you're not sure you're comfortable with. But you better not let anyone know. Can I make a suggestion? can I stop and share something with you? Why not begin to find out what you truly believe in? Why not begin to believe in that true self? Why not begin the journey of discovering you? If you're true to yourself and not defined by your ego, your actions, or others, well, you know what? You may be thinking, that's all real dandy, Miss Susanne, but how the heck do I do that? Well, I'm up here, so I'm going to share a few bit more if I could. I've been granted some gifts. Some call them psychic. Some call them clairvoyancy. Yep. I talk to people who've crossed over, and there are more people in this room than what fill these chairs. It's a funny profession, psychic. It's one word away from psycho. I'm comforted, though, because in my heart, I believe, and I know I've been trained by the best, the man upstairs. But I struggled. And I often would say, why? Why do they want to give me these gifts? Why do they want me to do this work? Why do they want me to see people that are not in physical form? Maybe you've done this before. Maybe you've been in a situation and you've asked yourself, why? Why am I fat? Why am I broke? Why am I stuck? Why am I sad? Why am I not in a relationship? Well, you guessed it. That didn't get me very far. And I spiraled into the abyss of no answers that led me to that good old place of nowhere. But then one day, I shifted. And I didn't want to ask why anymore. And I began to ask, now what? So I replaced my questions with, okay, so what am I supposed to do with that? Yeah, I had that kind of an attitude. Now what? Okay, you know what? Let's play a game. Let's think about the things and the reasons why you came here today. The things that may have stuck you or that upset you. And let's ask that question, why? Go ahead, take a minute. Ask it in your head, why? How'd that make you feel? Okay, but now let's do something different. Let's ask, now what? Go ahead, ask yourself. Did you hear something different? Did you hear a voice maybe giving you an answer? I remember talking to a client once who said, why am I not in a relationship? And I asked her to ask, now what? She says, well, I have to go out more. And I said, well, how did that feel? She says, great, but I could never go out. And I said, you know what, girlfriend? You want to meet someone. And frankly, I don't think they're just going to appear in your living room. Because if they do, they probably have their hands on your television, and they're making their way to the door. And I don't think they're going to be asking you out for dinner. So you're one step closer. Okay. So if you did it, and if you played that game that I proposed, you've now started a new chapter in your story. Because you came up with your own solution. No, none of that. No going flipping back to the back of the front of the book, to what others will think. You're on a fresh page. So great. You have taken today the first step to freeing yourself from other people's beliefs. So, you know what? I've shared a bit. I'm going to share a little bit more. I'm going to think now you've started a new chapter. And maybe every time you want to place your beliefs on somebody else, maybe you choose not to. You see, when I talk about my gifts of clairvoyancy, I didn't just wake up one morning. They came bit by bit. And as I was ready, I got used to that and wrestled with my beliefs of what that meant. But it's not a feat I did by myself. I leaned on a friend who could help me evolve. But not just anyone. Someone who did not push their beliefs on me, because I was already trying to get rid of my own. So let me talk to you about that true friend who I learned to lean on. An essential piece for what the universe wanted for me. And for those who don't know, it's my business partner, Tony Jennis. A free spirit who helped me grow. I was granted a person who comes from a place of not shifting his beliefs, placing his beliefs on me. I wrestled with the notion that I was told by the man upstairs that I'd work with Tony as a partner. My belief was, that's not possible. How would that work? This is a man who's gone to school and learned all there is, has experienced more than I have. I didn't even know what an archangel was, what a chakra was, a tuning fork, let alone to tell him he needs to change the course. And he would say to me, it's okay, Suzanne, you just need to be in the flow. And I'd say, buddy, I can't even do that. I had a hysterectomy 2 years ago. Now, 2 years later, I stand in front of you. I hear clients tell us that we've moved them. You know, I can say, if you take one thing, just one thing from this talk, believe in yourself. Believe that you're worth it. I don't believe in the images other people have about psychic people. I believe in creating my own image of what it means to be psychic and clairvoyant. I'm not guided by what others think of me. I'm guided by the knowing that I can help. Let me say this. As of this moment, you're not alone in believing in yourself, because there are two other people that believe in you, Tony and I. When clients come to see us about using our abilities, we don't read you. No. We listen to the true you, talk about what you want to do, and we converse back. Tony and I, we're going to believe in you until you begin to believe in yourself. May the dialogue I've had with you, the true you, for the last 10 minutes, stay with you. May the courage I share from my soul to yours stay with you. When you find yourself under all the beliefs of others and you've decided you want to shift, please don't ask why. Ask, now what? When you have the urge to tell lies to create an image of yourself in an attempt to sell yourself to others about who you are and what you are, refrain and ask yourself, is now the time to begin to pitch the true me so the world can love and get to know the true me? Thank you.